Hello and welcome to a comparison between the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 and the Galaxy Note 4. So let's take a look at the differences. Side by side, you'll have a tough time working out which phone is which because they're pretty much identical. The only difference from the front is the slightly larger front-facing camera and the reintroduction of the fingerprint sensor. On the other side, gone is the fake stitching from last year, but there's still the leather look on the Note 4. You might also notice the heartbeat sensor there too. The side of the device is where the biggest changes are. The Note 3 has the fake metal which some people didn't like, while on the newest version, Samsung have gone for a cleaner looking aluminium shell which I have to say looks rather beautiful. We're used to seeing a bump in screen size every year, but the Note 4 retains the 5.7 inch display from last year. The change comes in resolution. The Galaxy phone has a whopping 14x40p screen, which has double the pixels of last year. It was totally impossible to distinguish pixels of last year's Note 3. But with the 1440p screen, you'll probably need to be Superman with a microscope to find those pixels. The Galaxy Note line has always been at the top of hardware specs, and this year is no exception, with the Snapdragon 805 chip clocked at 2.7 GHz. The Note 3 was no slouch though, with the Snapdragon 800 clocked at 2.3 GHz. They both have 3GB of RAM too. I did some tests, but I was shocked at the results. The Note 3 was matching, sometimes even beating the Note 4 when opening applications, which makes you wonder, where is all that processing power going into? Other hardware improvements include the S Pen, which has 2000 levels of sensitivity, double from last year, though the overall look of the S Pen seems to be unchanged. The battery has a slight upgrade as well, up from 3200mAh to 3220mAh, but there's also a downgrade. I love the Note 3's micro USB 3. It meant that transferring files and charging the phone was super quick, but the Note 4 only has USB 2. Samsung claims that Fast Charge 2.0 is an adequate replacement for the downgrade in hardware, but I've yet to test that out. The camera has the best changes in my opinion. The rear-facing camera on the Note 3 was superb, but it lacked one important feature, and that was optical image stabilisation. Previously, you had to take several pictures before you could get the one that wasn't blurry, but when you did get the right shot, you was treated with an impressive photo. The Note 4 does have optical image stabilisation, and it really improves the camera. You're no longer wasting time taking the same picture over and over again. The video has also been improved thanks to OIS, though the resolutions are identical, shooting at a whopping 4K. There's very little to complain about with the Note 4 camera. Software is next. There's good news because both devices will be receiving the Android 5 update. Apart from the slight design change found in the Note 4, TouchWiz is close to identical. I don't think there's any standout features that you'll be missing if you stick with last year's phone. Both phones have decent one-handed operation, clever multitasking solutions, and all the S-apps you can think of. In reality, both phones are pretty much identical. The design change in the camera upgrade is welcome, but not deal breakers. If you're a Note 3 user, I'd be surprised if Samsung managed to convince you to get their flagship. If you're a Note 2 user, however, there are many reasons to upgrade to the Note 4, and it's something I think you should have in mind. And that's it for the comparison. I hope it was useful, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I've been Jay, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.